What's going on, everybody? My name is C4. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're here for episode 4 of our college football 25 Dynasty with Florida International, aka Vice U. We are entering our second season, and year one was interesting, I think it's fair to say, as we had to fight tooth and nail to get above our 4-win goal to ensure that we had a year two, and we earned ourselves a 5-year contract after, I mean, you look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, we gave their best record in 5 seasons, and especially with how we recruited. We had a top 50 recruiting class. I think that the powers that be at FIU see that maybe we didn't have the Cinderella run, go from 4 wins to 8 wins or anything crazy like that, but they're seeing the progress, and they're seeing what the future could hold for FIU as we challenge to try to make this program the best team in the state of Florida. Looking at our schedule here at year 2, I scheduled Temple. We had a couple open weeks. I kind of moved things around. Anytime we can go to Lincoln Financial Field, got it back to one of the various stomping grounds of PL Mullins. You always want to take that opportunity. So we got Temple, Florida Atlantic, FCS East, and Hawaii. All that in that first little block there. And as far as expectations are, I really want to see this team be undefeated when we come out of that stretch. Then we got into our, conference games, 4 straight home games: UTEP, Liberty, Kennesaw State, Jacksonville State. We got Western Kentucky, Sam Houston, New Mexico State, and Middle Tennessee. And I think it's fair to say, expectations are that this 81 overall FIU program, Vice U, 5 wins last year. We have to, I'm thinking 6, 7 needs to be our at minimum target this year. Very optimistic, especially with the roster that we have. Very quick roster recap. Looking at the defense, it's going to be very interesting to see how well they play. We're led by Brian Blades, the 85 overall corner. A lot of young players that are going to have to step up. They're going to have to find a rhythm. Feel a little better about the linebacking core. We got Mason Curtis as kind of the big get. Transfer from Michigan, big-time athlete. Regardless necessarily of the rating, and Percy Courtney here as well brings some really nice athleticism to the position. I think the D-line is certainly a strength. We have a lot of depth at defensive tackle. And the big get, Keon Keeley, the 6'5", 280 pass rusher from Alabama, who we landed in the portal. That is going to be, let's be honest, when we play defense, that's going to be our user guy right there. Offensive line, we got McKalen Pounders in the portal. He's starting at tackle. Jackson Ming Chong and Buchanan, who was first team all-conference, all-freshman last season. Burke was a penalty magnet. Felt like anytime there was a holding penalty, it was a great shot that it was him. Hopefully now, as a senior, 70 overall, one of the highest-rated players on our offense, he's going to improve. But overall, I think for a CUSA offensive line, we're probably near the top. We have the great Rocky Beers. And we paired that with a 6'8 machine that we landed in the transfer portal for our 1-2 punch there at tight end. At wide receiver, Dean Patterson had the best growth and development during the offseason. However, skill set-wise, he's a reliable chain mover. But I'm going to look at someone like Rivers, who has potential to maybe be our first 1,000-yard receiver. We got Traylon Ray in the transfer portal, 6'1" in the Tallahassee, Florida with that 91 speed. I think, though, you look down here a little bit, the big guy that we need to keep an eye on, don't let that 65 overall fool you. You got Byron Cage, 97 speed, elite dev wide receiver. So looking at really where the skill caps are, it's unfortunate that his hands are almost maxed out. So that means he's always going to kind of be a speed merchant. And his quickness is matched out. So it's not going to ever really bring up that acceleration, which you'd like to see maybe a little bit more in line with the speed. The fact that there is a lot of room for opportunity of growth there for IQ. There's a lot of room for growth on his route running. This definitely has more than enough potential that I think it's going to be worth getting him on the field sooner than later. Even though for an elite dev player, not the best skill cap role. But I think we're going to go Rivers, Ray, and Cage as our premier primary starting to wide receiver, and then we're going to Patterson because still you can't dismiss an 81 overall for the state of our roster. He's going to have to be able to come in and contribute. At running back, Keon Owens. He was almost a for sure thing to leave in the transfer portal. We hit him with one of our persuasions, and we were able to convince him to return for his senior season here. He's a 1,000-yard running back last season. he is going to be an absolute integral part of the offense. We have Juan Jefferson from our recruiting class. Brings a lot of juice as well, and I think we're probably going to utilize him a little bit more than the other running backs because we are a speed merchant. And then you look at the quarterbacks. Jenkins was a backup last year. Amari Jones was our starter. Great skill set on Amari Jones, 94 throw power, but his accuracy is always kind of butt cheeks. So we're going to be going with our 3-star gem quarterback, George Hendershot, as our day one starter. He was kind of the belle of the ball from last year's class. We were hoping for a better role on the dev trait, but impact dev is what it is. You look at the skill caps, that's also an area where I'm not overly concerned because he's a 3-star. But you always, would love a better potential role. We got a lot of room for growth there for IQ. Same with accuracy. Might be able to get a little bit more throw power there. Would be cool if that can get 97, 96, 97 throw power. But I'm seeing definitely a quarterback that not only has a skill set that I think will thrive in our offense, but I'm also seeing a quarterback that, with what I'm about to show you, if we can't find a new, because you're always trying to chase that next big potential, dynasty changing quarterback, I feel like we could get a couple years out of Hendershot if we don't find that player through our recruiting. So speaking of recruiting, we got our board set. Angelo Mangold, a top 500 wide receiver out of Miami, Florida, already instant committed to our program, and he fits kind of the profile that we're looking for. 6 feet tall, 93 speed, 94 acceleration. That's pretty awesome. We have 28 other targets, which is casting quite the net. One thing you'll notice is we don't have our quarterback. Now, this is where we have our limitation of only having 500 hours. I couldn't, truly set the board the way I want it. So we still have Cardoza, Matlock, Gibbs, Obata, and Rao as quarterbacks that I want to scout and just see if they're going to be worth our time and investment. We are definitely always going to be looking for scrambler archetype quarterbacks. Outside of that, again, wish I had more scouting points to see if we could have a couple more gems on the defensive side of the ball. Ultimately, the little bit of recruiting that I did do in terms of scouting, that is again, speed merchant. I'm going to look, and there's a couple guys that have like 84 speed. Like, that is just not what I'm looking for on the defensive side of the ball. So we were able to shave a couple names off this list because you always want to refine it. 28 total targets remaining is still really, really big. You could do that if you had 1,000 points, 1,000 hours with 500. It's not going to be the worst thing if we have to shave off 4 or 5 names relatively soon because we're not first place for a lot of these guys. We got some nice gems here, though. I did scout some of our wide receivers. We have Ryan Thrash, who's going to be a gem. Quincy Falk, who's going to be a gem. Now, both route runners, not deep threats. Like I'd love to see, we have a deep threat gem here in Kalu, the sophomore JUCO. We love our players from Hollywood, Florida. If you know, you know. Kalu with that 94 speed, you like to see that. We have Tompkins here in the backfield, who also looks pretty good. But I think right now, the bell, and he also has that mental fan favorite, which is interesting. So we'll try to see if we can bring him in. But I think if I had to hammer down who's the one player that I'm going, regardless of dev trait, could be the best player from the class, and that is Nico Martini, the power back out of Melbourne, Florida. I asked the question, 2 episodes ago, what tendency do you guys tend to find has the best speed at running back? Because I like speed at running back, and everyone says, I got receiving back, I got elusive back. It just goes to show you never know. Because we got Nico Martini at 233 pounds, has 92 speed, 85 trucking, we can see already, 84 stiff arm, which the agility was a little bit better. We don't know the acceleration, but 92 speed at 233 pounds, that's straight up. Keon Owens is going to be our starter this year, but he's a senior. I'm seeing Nico Martini, I'm seeing this profile already, and I'm already saying, hey, in this pitch, you are going to be our starting running back next year. 233 with 92 speed. Hopefully we get a good skill cap roll as well, that his speed can continue to improve. This is a guy that can get up to like 94, 95 at 230 plus. Look out. We're going to turn to a... we'll turn to a goddamn military school and just run the ball if we can get a guy like this. I did kind of butcher my hours for week 1, but I did scout that like kind of log jam of quarterbacks, and we found the one of all of them that looks probably the best, and that is Kyle Matlock, just outside a top 1,000 player. But we got the throw power. It looks like he's got some pretty good speed as well, as as our school remains in this area code on the we have to limit, we're not going to get 4 stars. So we're always going to be chasing these 3 stars, and it's a trait-based system when you're going after 3 stars because you can't assume. Like if you're getting a 4 or 5, you almost want to assume, especially if you get a 4 or 5 gem, that they're going to be star and elite. 3 stars is an absolute crapshoot, so I think you just kind of still have to go off of attributes first, and hopefully you eventually get a good roll on dev trait. We unfortunately didn't get really that with Hendershot, who's going to be our starter this year, and we'll chase that again here with Matlock. So we got our first game of the season at Temple. Okay. So the team ratings should be a game that we go on the road and win. Now that we got more of our guys, we'll play some defense too. How about that? How about we drop back into coverage a little bit, huh? We go. Big sack. First sack of the season for Allen. Got him in the transfer portal as well. I mean, hey, let's be honest. This roster needed a lot of turnover. So I have no shame in being like, well, we got this guy in the portal. That's what... That should never have been caught. But that's what you got to do when you're trying to quickly turn over a program. I'm looking at what Coach Cignetti's doing at Indiana and how he made them from 0 to hero. And we're trying our best to kind of replicate that. And you do so by handling business in the portal. Oh, we jump it! Oh, play a little defense. Ah, no, come on, don't get caught. Oh, he's fighting for it. What an intercept. I mean, that's going to be one of those ones where you really want to see a pick 6. But that is how you start the drive. Bend, don't break. Give them some yardage. Couple disappointing 3rd down conversions. But you turn them over with a horrific interception. And you give our freshman quarterback terrific opening field position. Landon Hale. Quick 3rd down. Don't want to stall out here. Change I made offensively. We took Rivers, who was our go-to wide receiver. And he had a great skill set to move into the slot. I feel like that's where he's going to thrive this season. And was a little bit behind him. But our first completion, first touchdown for Henderson. What a start here for FIU on the road. Here we go, 3rd and long. We're going to bring a little bit of pressure from the safety. It's going to be Hale had that interception. See if he can continue his breakout game here. Oh, and he gets to the quarterback. Defense 3 and out. Temple did their homework. They're selling out to stop the run. Darren, our freshman quarterback, to throw the football. Just fine. We're 2-2, but don't want to keep living in these 3rd and longs. Got Juju Lewis in the slot there. Might be able to get one of our glorified run plays. Look at that. There we go. Woo! To this offense we didn't have last year, we have the read option with the quarterback. I think a lot of these times we're just going to hand it off to our great running back rotation. And that is Lawrence, RB2, getting a touchdown. Damn. Good throw. Play action getting us a bite. Trying to be aggressive, and they're countering our aggressiveness pretty well here on this drive. But the way that you end that is you get home one of these times. Oh, wow, that's a hold. Oh, wow. Okay. Chess match on that one. Checkmate to them. 160, not much. We're going to be able to hit here. I think we'll send Cage deep for a chance, but, I mean, we don't want to. It's just a rough spot to put your quarterback in. 4th and 1, huh? We got a staple play here. Signature remains good. All right, not the best clock management here. 12 seconds to go. Still got a timeout. In range for a field goal. I think we'll just take that right now. 39-yarder. New kicker. Don't matter. 3rd and 4. Anytime we get something like this, slant with Rivers. High percentage play. Play action passes were non-existent last year. We'll see. You know, now we have more of a threat at quarterback. Maybe. Oh, look at that, man. That's kind of a blown coverage. We'll take it. Oh, what? Catch it! Points. It's a brutal missed opportunity there. We go get home. Another sack. 2nd of the day. Oh, they're coming from the interior. Playing the guitar. Letting them know. Freebird. He's playing Freebird. On expert. 3rd and 13. We'll actually go back into coverage. We got Curtis, who's definitely going to be our main user this year. Oh, come on. We have a couple good running reps here. 3rd and 10. But this is where 3rd downs is where I want to get a reliable pass rush. Keon Keeley, the former, I keep saying he's a 5-star. He was a 4-star, if not 5-star, from Alabama. Drive killer. Okay, I'm just Googling it right now. I probably could just put it. Keon Keeley was the number 3 overall player of the 2023 class. 5-star, number 1 edge, number 1 player in the state of Florida. We need to make a bigger deal about him being on this program. That box is a little lighter. I think I'd audible to a run. But we get Rocky Beers coming across the goal line. This could work out well. Oh, no. Definitely an area we need to work on in the red zone. We'll take another field goal. Another one. Is that... Last year, I refused to focus on the defense. It wasn't my guys. We slowly started to get our guys. And this defense has transformed from year 1 to year 2. There we go. Keon Keeley, it's just built differently. And there's the hat trick. Keon Keeley. God, it's so good having a quarterback that works and a 5-star pass rusher that we can use her all the time. And there's... I don't know how we didn't recover that, but my God. We have a monster. And now it's Temple. But what do you expect when you get a number 3 overall player in the nation going up against Temple? They literally have to put the whole line there. Fuck was that? In control, and this new FIU Vice U program, offensively and defensively, feeling real optimistic. Landon Hale had 2 picks. We had 4 sacks from the 5-star transfer Keon Keeley. Quarterback, I mean, I got to see the stat line here. I mean, I don't think we had over 200 yards through the air. Didn't need to with the way the defense played, with the way the run game was working. I know we had some pretty good scrambling numbers. That one there, though, that is something, you know, we got some things to, learn about there. Secondary, while we did get 2 picks, some areas that I think better teams are going to expose. Offensively, couple too many drives stalled out, had to settle for field goals. But ultimately, I think a lot to like. Hendershot went 11 of 14, 164, almost 80% completion percentage, 1 touchdown. He also had 54 on the ground, so it's over 200 yards, no turnovers. You love that. 100 yards plus on the ground for Keon Owens. Receiving, Rivers, go-to wide receiver 1, gets a touchdown. Defense is the story of this one, though. Keon Keeley, 5 tackles, 4 TFLs, 4 sacks. Sack and a half for Isaiah Hastings. We also landed in the transfer portal out of Canada. 2 picks from Landon Hale, who was homegrown. Like, he's stepping up now in that secondary. That's a hell of a way to start off kickoff year 2. Goddamn right. You're goddamn right he is. Next up is a rivalry game, which is important. Not only is it important just because we want to start to really establish ourselves as, the bottom pool of schools in Florida. We want to be at the top of that list, which Certainly haven't earned that yet. But we're also chasing, you know, these upgrades here in our coachability. And I think right now my plan, just unlock Tactician. I don't know. I think the reason why I went Tactician over Motivator is I've seen on Reddit people talking about, and guys that have done the sim, and now things could have been patched, but I'm going off potentially old information, but it was information that when you look at Motivator, the best thing in my opinion on Motivator on paper is Tier 3, put in work, where the quarterbacks, all these positions, will get extra XP in the offseason. Last thing I heard, someone tested it and didn't see anything that stated that that actually gave you anything. It's still all in like an RNG system, and he couldn't tell any value that put in work at all these different positions was giving. Now, like, if that is wrong, feel free to let me know in the comments, but that was the last thing I heard on that. So with that being said, I decided to go Tactician first, but ultimately, the plan is to work our way to Architect, and we got to get those 4 rivalry games done, because spending 25 in Motivator and 25 in Tactician was kind of blocked up by the webcam right now. Not going to be that difficult, but the rivalry games, let's handle our business, because obviously once we get into Architect, that's where a lot of good upgrades. XP for in-game, increasing skill caps, especially I'm looking at Henderson at quarterback, who has a couple not great ones. That'd be huge if we can get that, especially at that quarterback spot. So I want to start chipping away at those 4 rivalry wins. And let's just keep this momentum rolling here at home against FAU. First home game, we're going to bust out these little cute blues. I don't know if we rocked these blues once last year. Dust them off. All right, something happened here. I literally simmed the opening kickoff, and we have awesome opening field position. So we're just going to score a touchdown real quick. Is that freshman to freshman? It is Cage. We get to our elite dev wide receiver. Freshman to freshman. Yes, it was. Opening at kickoff fumble. That's what I get for not really doing the kickoffs. Third and long. Go to a cover 3. Kind of play some soft coverage. See what they're going to do. I don't love that log jam of players right there, but... We saw shades of that against Temple last week. That's what happens when you have one good corner, and then every other corner is barely a 70 overall. Oh, man, we get the 6'8" Nonar out there trying to get a cat. He's looking for a ball here. Let's go, big boy. Good run. Keon Owens brings us up to the 2, but you know what? We're getting pretty close to being that team. Like, if you don't punch it in, Hendershot's going to start vulturing these on sneaks. You need to finish your drives, and there we go. Keon Owens, last year's star player, gets his first touchdown of the year. Well, so we got Curtis here as well. After Keon Keeley, I was curious. He was a 4-star recruit for Michigan. Big gift for us in the portal. Great stand. Swarm him. Swarming him. 3rd and 7. We're going to bring a little blitz here. I'm at least going to give it the middle of the field. I want that because I'm sending the freaking house. And that looked, what was that? What was that? Kind of throw. We got Mahomes throw back there. Let's see this. Fancher. We bring the heat. Oh, man. Wait. Huh? Wow. That's why I simmed defense last year. All right. Cool. Got him. Freshman to freshman. Get used to that. 97 speed. Can't teach that. 95 throat power. Can't teach that. There we go. Hey, fine, you know. Even with what we saw in the first half there on that replay, I still like our pass rush. I'm not playing defense. No. Tap it out. Nope. I'm good. That's how I'm going to play. If it's feeling all right, it's feeling all right. If it's fucking bullshit, tap it out. Nope. No chance. 21-21. This is going to be a game. It's on the offense. We'll see. Hat trick. Freshman to freshman. Defense. Gives up points. Touchdowns. All right, it's a shootout. Good run there, Keanu. Let's get the run game going. Start shooting out some clock. Control the possession. But when you got an athlete like that, that should have been a touchdown. You take it. You know what? We're going to get him his score, though. Whoa. Come on, defense. Yes, we get the stop, baby. And our kicker has like 70 kick power. So I think it makes sense here. Let's just go for it. It's a punt situation. Have yet to, I don't know what you want to say, but you have to have a turnover with our quarterback. So we're going to be conscientious of this. But when you literally have the worst defense you've ever seen in your life on both sides of the ball, both teams, you get great rolls like that. And in our first rivalry win, garbage time score for FAU to make it look a little bit closer. But the connection between Henderson and Cage, the two freshmen, which week one, I mean, our passing game wasn't going crazy, but the shoe the bowl goes with FIU. We got FCS next week, so there's a chance we get a 3-0 start. But look at that Cage. 4 catches, 172, what Randy Moss-ass stat line for the freshman Byron Cage. Looking at our own stats, Henderson, 231, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Over 100 yards for Owens and a touchdown. Henderson with 35 yards and a touchdown. 5 for the freshman quarterback with no turnovers. Stand-up performance from Byron Cage. And if we can find a way to like have that element and get Rivers and Beers involved, a little bit more balance, distribute the football around, it's going to be great. Defensively, Courtney with a sack and a half, a sack for Jordan Allen, half sack there for Curtis and Walls. But obviously the defense was particularly garbage today. We get our top target out of 2 games in. Nico Martini, the power back with 90-plus speed. Let's go. As Byron Cage gets CUSA Player of the Week. Now we're looking to make it a 3-0 start. Week 4 against FCS East. All right, get one more chance trying to punch us in, or else we're going to let the QB vulture it. Let's see if we can give it to the freshman Jefferson, Juwan Jefferson. The speedy running back freshman. Hey, there we go. There's his first career touchdown. Okay, good drive here to get into scoring range. Still have a timeout, 11 seconds to go. Love this to be touchdown city. We got Patterson out on the screen there. Let's do it ourselves. That's what we need right there. Look at that. Off script. Make one guy miss. And we're not going to flex too bad. It's FCS. That's a great off script play by a freshman. 3rd and 7 in the red zone. This is an area all year Even a young season like this, I think we could be a lot more efficient. There we go. Good to Rivers. Is there an element that we've yet to throw an interception, so we're kind of protecting the football? Yeah. Maybe once we, hopefully we go the whole year without throwing a pick. But you got to wonder, if and when we eventually get that pick out of our way, are we going to be a little bit more aggressive? And maybe that will, in turn, have us be a little more productive in the red area. There we go. Jefferson denied. Couple touchdowns here today, but the true freshman in again in this route over FCS. Oh, Jefferson, get it again. Let's go. I remember the wear and tear system. Get some of these backups involved. And we did handle business. 45-6. Offensively, header shot. Didn't have to do a whole lot, but what he did well. 3 touchdowns for Jefferson. Header shot with a touchdown. Over 100 yards for Keon Owens. Ray, 76 in the tutty. Rivers with a tutty. A little bit of quite. Again, I think that's what we're going to get when you have a pure deep threat like Byron Cage. He's going to be hot and cold. Defensively, needed a good rebound game. That's exactly what we got. 2 TFLs. Sack and a half from Keon Keeley. Walls with a sack. Allen with a sack. Pick from Preston Thompson. And it would be great to get some confidence there for those corners against more competitive competition. We're going to finish up today's episode with our game here, Week 5 against Hawaii. We'll get to the bye and we'll finish this kind of first group of all winnable games. But, you know, road trip to Hawaii, plane trip, always just a chance that it's just awkward. Team may start slow. Let's handle business and get through this episode undefeated. There we go. A little bit of play action there. Defense, 2 straight stops. Do it all you gotta reach. See if we can run QB blast. Play that like you either. In other words, you gotta work with the team or not. I think we'll find out. If we can get a score here, this can go in our playbook. If this blows up in our face, we clearly just don't have the O-line to run it, but we do. And the first score goes to the good guys. Wow. Fucking rain games, man. Put some gloves on that QB. Oh. I don't think, and I know Hawaii ain't got speed like that. As we can do it with the legs. Prolific athlete. 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. I'll give credit's due, man. Very difficult to run the football. Hawaii said, no. You're not going to beat us. You're not going to run all over us. Didn't hit 100 yards with Keon Owens, but you got to give credit to the defense. Pitching a shutout on the road in the rain. Never easy. Header shot. 3 touchdown performance. Continues to protect the football as well as he can. Did have a fumble loss here. I think the weather kind of played into that a little bit. Defense forced 2 interceptions. Under 100 yards passing. Run game. We still got after it, though. Over 100 yards on the ground. 2 rushing touchdowns. Nothing really crazy through the air. Did have the 75-yard shot to Cage. Defensively, Keeley and Walls with sacks. 2 picks, Mason Curtis and Shamar Sterling. We're playing great football. We got a brand new level for our coach. Another 10 credits. We got our 2nd top target, Kyle Matlock, the quarterback of the class. We got Micah Kalu, gem wide receiver. We got Angel Cook on the O-line. This is what we needed. We needed a good week to free up some more hours. Willis on the O-line. So all offense signing in. Lose out on Simonson to Wake Forest, which is annoying. Love the body type there. He was 6'5", 325. But still, overall, very good week for our undefeated FIU Panthers. I will do it for today's episode. As we wrap things up, got a great roll or 2 in recruiting. We're undefeated at 4-0, but I'd like to think, even if we didn't have the big recruiting class, Temple, FAU, FCS, and Hawaii, those are all winnable games. We come out of this, we get UTEP, which is tough. We get undefeated, ranked Liberty. Kennesaw State's 3-1. Jacksonville State's 3-1. Wesky is 4-1. Middle Tennessee is 4-1. So it's going to be, as of right now, looks pretty difficult stretch. But I think those teams are looking at FIU and going, okay, they're 4-0. That's going to be a battle. We got Henderson yet to throw a pick. 8 touchdowns, no interceptions. Also has 4 on the ground. Does have a couple fumbles, but interceptions, I guess, are what we'll focus on. Average almost 100 yards a game for Keon Owens, the senior running back. Receiving, the elite dev freshman Cage continues to be a huge deep threat, which, I mean, more consistency would be nice, but 5 touchdowns in 4 games is pretty dang good. Defensively, I mean, we are led by Keon Keeley, probably the most impressive stat line out of everyone on our team. 7 TFLs, 7 sacks for the former 5-star recruit. Very happy that he's here. Very, very happy. And ultimately, you know, the defense is going to keep playing like it is. And I think we're going to be, you know, what's CUSA look like? Why are we so far down there? I mean, we haven't played any games yet. Okay, I get it. Before, I mean, I'm optimistic that we're going to be at least in the discussion for the conference championship when all is said and done. But that will do it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. As always, if it is your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. We will likely have a brand new rebuild, Commanders realistic rebuild, dropping tomorrow, if not Saturday. So that's pretty cool. So stay tuned to the sub boxes for that one. And that'll do it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, it's your boy C4 saying peace out. Love ya. Have a good one.